I was having a chat the other day with a friend about the old school melodic death metal sound, and some of those albums I love. I reckon they're spectacular and still enjoy them to this day. But I never really go out of my way to try and get that guitar tone, and there's a reason for it, which I'll talk about later, but for now, we're going to try and do it. So I have my pink beast here, the Behringer, let's see if that focuses in. Yep, HM300, and we're just going to try replicate that sound as best we can with my drop G tuning guitar here, which is always fun. So the chain I'm going to be running is this through my GPA 100 Harley Benton guitar amplifier, so it's going to be nice and dry and raw, and straight into my Harley Benton 2x12s with the SM57 capturing it all. So let's set this up and see what sounds we can make. All right, now everything's set up, ready to go. Grab my Onspeed guitar, tune down to drop G, because it's fun. That is the sound that we have at the moment. Boring, crap. So let's see what we can do this little beast. So at the moment, let's just leave it all at 12 o'clock and see what happens. Not loud enough. Still want to get a bit louder, but I think when I muck around with the EQ things, that should push it up a bit. But starting off the bat, like that is... That's all right, it's not too bad. It's still got that like fuzz little blanket over it without it actually being a fuzz pedal. So it's not as defined and as cutting as a lot of modern day distortions, but that's not what we're going for, so it's fine. So let's muck around with some of this. So we've got, if we turn distortion all the way down, give it a little bit. Yeah, so there's not much of a little give there between getting absolutely nothing and a lot, which is good. Let's muck around a little bit with the little EQs here. That makes a big difference. And I know Nick Leonard, my buddy, will be screaming at me for not cranking everything with this pedal. Which is the old Pantera trick. Well, first thing I'll mention is not taking the sound into consideration, as in the quality, but the volume that we're getting with these two combined, very loud, but awesome loud. I like it. So, I think that's where it sits the best, but because when you crank it fully, you just get that over. It's kind of like a drink that's overflowing, just a little bit too much. Kind of. I can't pick, so I'm not going to. I'm going to do a quick jam with a song that I feel like should fit in with this genre really well that I composed a while ago. Let me do both. I'll do the jam twice. One with the settings, doubling up on the guitars and adding some drums and bass with these settings here, and then we'll crank them. And we can have a chat about what they like on the other side. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So there we have the two different jams with the Behringer HM300. See if I can get the focus. It's focused enough, hopefully. Yeah. It's a really cool pedal, I don't mind it. Doesn't bring me the same type of characteristics that I love in distortion, but for going for that old type of sound, it does a pretty decent job, especially considering the price of it as well. And that's running straight through the dry in the, let's get this plugged in, see if I can just take those out, into the Harley Benton GPA. So going in nice, raw and dry and not mucking around with it to really give it a chance to shine, it did really well. I was happy with it. But out of the two, I still reckon I prefer the one where it's just dialed back a little bit, because the other one was just a little bit too broken up, but not in a good way. I could be wrong though. I might listen to it later on again and come to a different conclusion to go, like, we all have the right to change our opinions at any time for whatever reasons. But I will say this, they were heaps of fun to jam with, especially with that riff, because that riff, when I thought about doing this video, that riff immediately came into mind going, if I was going to do anything, fuck, that was the riff I was going to attack and give it a crack with. And it felt awesome playing on both of them. both two different settings, but definitely keen for your thoughts on which ones you preferred and yeah, which ones resonated more with you if you're into this type of tone, or even if you're not. Definitely keen to hear your thoughts. So my friend Nick Leonard reached out asking about this pedal because he discovered a trick that you can use with it, with something else pairing with it to give it a crack. And when he asked me to give it a crack, I was like, that is awesome, but I need to find a good foundation first just with this. And that's what this video did. Whichever way it goes on either of those two settings, I reckon they're both really good foundations for slightly different reasons, but they're really good with the setup that I've got on how I can capture it. So the next video will be figuring out how to enhance this with the trick that Nick Leonard's got, and see if he's, you know, onto something amazing or if it's just not quite good. I don't know. We will find out. But yes, the one reason why I normally avoid this type of distortion is the type of riffs that I like to compose and put together just involve different characteristics. That's all. That's all it is. So I like to have different things that are accented and I can pop with that I can't with this. And that's fine. The frustrating thing is, the most frustrating thing for me is some of my favorite albums, like Death, Sound of Perseverance, yeah, like At the Gates, Testaments, The Gathering, and many more. As much as I love those albums, I always have this little niggling thing where I'm like, fuck, I just wish the guitar sound was better. I wish it was stronger. I wish we could hear it with a more modern touch to it. Because, well, we can't with a lot of them because unfortunately some of the people aren't around anymore to help put that together. But so I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for the sound, but I just don't drive towards it compared to other type of tones. Not to say it's bad, it's just doesn't resonate as much as me, even though you could absolutely call me out to say I'm a walking contradiction, because I do love those other albums that I just mentioned and many more that utilise that 100% and really leaning hard on that. But yeah, all food for thought and conversations. Thank you very much for joining this video. It's fun just putting it together and just seeing how they all blend. I haven't used this pedal in a long time, so it's actually cool you know, dusting it off a bit and giving it a crack again. So thank you very much for joining me in this video, and thoroughly look forward to chatting with you in the next video. And until then, stay safe.